What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Little Lug Garage. I'm Lane, don't know what I'm doing, you know the drill. On this episode, we're gonna try to get my dream car. It's brand newish to me, 98 Pontiac Trans Am, fired up for the first time, and maybe on driving too? Well, not sure about brakes, but my absolute dream car. Had one before, and I cried when I sold it, swore I'd never do it again. This is the start of a long relationship, you know what I'm saying? Stick with me, see if we can get this whole girl fired up. First time, you know. I don't know if y'all saw the last, or the first episode, my last video of this one here, when I went and picked it up. Super random, was unplanned. I knew about it like a few hours before I went to get it. So, you know, stuff. But opportunities arise sometimes, and you just gotta jump on them, you know? You gotta just get there, okay? But I picked this whole girl up. In the last episode, I ended off in the buddy's grassy area inside next to his house, where I thought I was going to end up working on this thing, but actually managed to snag on a garage at my apartment complex, which I'm now in. Some folks out there say that every good project starts with a battery on boil. Someone says that a lot. I'm sure you've heard of them. But VGG is one he says, you know, battery on boils. That's, you know, like probably 50% of the time true for me too, but for me it tends to start with every good project tends to start with jack stands and a cardboard creeper. You know, to me that's how I feel like I'm getting ready to do something, and it's probably going to be fun. If I care to jack it up and look underneath, it's probably a good project, okay? This is old 6-liter 6.0. And well, I'm told, I haven't actually confirmed it by seeing it just yet, so we'll get there. But you know, first things in order of stuff to do, we gotta make a list. I'm excited, and so I need to work a little harder to be motivated to keep going straight. Otherwise, I just won't fix everything. Got an old Miller latte box here. I'm gonna make ourselves a list because there's lots of stuff. Okay, I got parts on the way, but first thing I can think of is fuel, because rails and the lines from the car, they're not, yeah. Then we gotta do fans / cooling. Got some of them jibber jabbers. We gotta do some O2 sensors. They're just sitting there. Gotta hook up with some exhaust. It's open header right now. They're doing the dangle. No, they're mounted. I'll edit that out. Computer mounting. Extra thing, I'm looking for reasons to check stuff off. You gotta put some easy stuff with the hard stuff so you feel accomplished, right? We gotta finish wiring engine bay, because there's gonna be more. Finish wiring engine bay, clutch. It's not hooked up at all. Brakes, pedal just immediately, it looks hooked up. Pedal straight to the floor and just stayed there. So that's probably good. Throttle linkage. Got parts on the way, but it ain't hooked up, you know. Yeah, fuel, fans, O2 sensors, exhaust, computer mounting, finish wiring engine bay. It's a big one. I'm already missing stuff, I just know it. Clutch, brakes, and throttle linkage. Wiring is a big one. Okay, I mean, this is gonna be way later, but don't have a door key right now. I need a door key. Can't even open the back hatch, you know what I mean? So that's fine. It's not too bad, you know? I'm honestly reaching here a little bit. It's good, you know? Really, we just need to do like the top 6 things, and that's it. And we can probably fire it up. First time, never been started before. Brand new engine, brand new build, board 40 over, new cam, all that stuff. So we gotta do a heat cycle, right? So we're gonna hopefully get a thing just to bark, you know what I mean, and make a lot of very loud noise. And then we'll immediately shut it off and get the coolant system burped and stuff like that, which I'll show you how to do on these F-bodies. It can be tricky. It can be, you know, it can fight you sometimes, getting that cooling system burped. But yeah, and then we're gonna heat cycle it. You know, 3 good, of course, on a heat cycle on a hydraulic roller engine, you really just need to bring it up to temp 3 times. So what I like to do on my LS's, for example, is fire it up and don't touch the gas, nothing, just fire it, let it come up to temp, shut it off. Is he running laps? Let's see. What's he doing here? We got jets and stuff. Anyway, but bring it up to 10, like fans kick on, all that stuff, and then I shut it off and let it cool down all the way by itself, back to nothing. And then repeat the process, heat up, cool down 3 times. And then, you know, after the 3rd time cooling down, when you fire it up the next time, give her the beans, you know what I mean? She broke in. This does have a new clutch though too. The whole engine and tranny package was never been run in this car. So it's just a T56 that's stock, I believe. But it does have an unknown stage 2 clutch, which is, we better let that bad boy break in like fully, because it's gonna die shortly if I don't, because it's probably still not enough clutch for what we're gonna be doing, daily driving. You know, enough of the chip chat, chippity talkity talk. Let's get to some action. Because it wouldn't be me or my car if it wasn't incredibly hard to get to everything. And it's super tight under here and all the things. So really what I'm trying to do, well, that looks broke. Looking at what I believe is the vehicle speed sensor. And I'm pretty sure that bad boy is broke off in here. That's probably not good. Hey look, the drive shaft looks like a drive shaft. Only a little bit of wiggle that probably shouldn't be there. That's fine. Just kind of trying to take a gander here at what all is going to be broken. Oh, here's another. Maybe that one's okay. I don't even know what that is. But this is, oh, there's definitely no mount. The torque arm is just, you know, just dangling. That's not what you want to see. We're gonna need to order one of those sooner than later. I don't have that on the roster yet, but we will, because that's, yeah, that's not good. We need a, gonna need torque to mount for the torque thing. Yeah. Hey look, it was rebuilt. That's cool. So I think this guy here is gonna go over here. Same. You want to go over? You want to go up and over? Do you want to do that for me? You want to go up and over for me? Oh, hey, look, there you are. There you go. Little cuter butt. Okay, that actually worked. Is it rubbing the header? It's not even rubbing the header. That's a win. Oh, there's another. Where are all these plugs? Why is there more? What goes there? Okay, where's the other thing for the O2 sensor? Where's the other O2 sensor guy? Here's one. At least I think that's what that is. No, that's not it. This probably goes in the transmission. No, this is the clutch. That's what that is. Okay, we gotta find the plug for the O2 sensors, but I'm also we're looking for other plugs that are unplugged, you know? That one should be a plug right there. It doesn't look like it's plugged in, and the motor is barely in. It's probably just a good thing that we're doing all this, you know? Yeah, there's just stuff unplugged, and well, the starter's there, but it's not doing anything. It's just plugged in. I mean, it's not plugged in, it's just in there. So we're gonna take that off. And I gotta do some reading about what's going on with all these plugs, you know? There's a lot of them. Okay, like what goes here for this one? Okay. Well, we got some stuff to figure out. Well, I started to realize that some things down under aren't really matching up so much, kinda, mostly. So, got a feeling I'm missing some more harness. And instead of just getting all frazzled and jumping around and whatnot like I'm prone to do, I gotta start somewhere and just work my way through it, you know? I'm trying so hard to just blast through this and get as much as I can done, because I need to make this run and drive right now. It's the wrong way to do things, really. As soon as you decide that you need to have something running and crashing right now, it's just gonna fight you more and 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 more, you know? So, as much as I want it, I can will it as much as I want. The fact of the matter is, if I don't take my time and do things right, it's gonna hurt us later. So, I need a car real bad. But you know what? I need to do this the right way because I need it to be reliable right away. So, me not having a vehicle, I'm just gonna have to Uber. I'm gonna have to bump some rides. It's cool. I remember the last time I had my last Trans Am, which hopefully at some point I'll start throwing some clippages in there. Maybe. Are you gonna go? Am I upside down? Anyway, since this has a there FItech, or I say FItech and FItech, if you know which one it actually is, feel free to make fun of me. Just, if you would, let me know in the comments. Is it FItech or FItech? I don't know. The previous owner never finished it. You know, he never had it. He did a lot of the work. I mean, a lot of the work had been done. Just say that. But even he was telling me, you know, go through, you know, what's been done and make sure it's right. And really, in order to do that, I need to take stuff off. So, radiator had to come out because we'll mount fans to that while it's out, and that'll be a lot easier. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and yank this battery just to give me some more room to gander on things. I'm not gonna need it for a while anyways. All the rooms to do the stuffs for the thing. Don't know what that is. There's just a lot of, you know, I'm gonna have to look up a wiring diagram at some point, and I just... Did y'all hear that thing? That was a Lamborghini, and I live in an apartment complex in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm gonna go back to working on my super cool car. Okay, motor, tell me, it does rotate, right? Yeah, okay, we're good there. Check. I didn't actually do that before, but it does rotate. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take stuff off, okay? That's the right way to do this. And in order to just take stock of everything and see what's missing, because I'm sure there's stuff. I need to just, I'm gonna go backwards before we can go forwards. I'm confident in myself. I'll get there. It's fine. Just might take me a little bit. That's a ground that needs to be grounded somewhere. I'll probably put that right there. That's part of the belt. Dinner's ready. Or something. That probably is supposed to go. No. That goes right there. So where does that one go? Oh, this is power. That probably, this goes to the back of the alternators, I think. Yeah, this is the battery that goes to the alternator. Look, we're figuring things out already. And that's the ground that goes to the block behind it. So stuff's gotta come off, okay? No big deal. Gotta take some stuff off in order to go forward. That's okay. Also really curious why the brakes are not doing literally anything. Straight to the floor. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Some craziness going upstairs. I don't know what's going on up there, but something. You can come off for now. That's okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I gotta take out that intake too. I'm gonna probably end up inside this engine bay because my back already hurts. Okay, already. Yeah, if you gotta jack your vehicle to weird heights to make it worse for your back to be able to reach, you know, working on an F-body. The only time when you can actually get to everything is when it's the least comfortable. That's working on an F-body. If it doesn't hurt to do it, you probably are not working on an F-body. If you don't question every step of the way and wonder why you're doing this to yourself, if you don't question these things, you're probably not working on an F-body. They're just, you know, they're not the most fun to work on. I gotta move stuff. Well, now that my back sufficiently hurts, I'm leaning the weirdest possible contortion to get the back intake bolts. I think they're all there. Of course, those last few threads are just hanging on, you know. You know how it goes. If it ain't fighting you the whole step of the way and at every turn, then you probably aren't working on an F-body. It's just, it hurts just all the time, you know. You do the unpluggy thing. Now, I'll just leave some of these plugged in. For now, we're gonna unplug injectors, unplug coil packs. that stuff out of the way because I think just pull out the rails and all that stuff at the one time, you know? Because figure why not, you know? Unplug the injectors here, which I don't think I unplugged the injectors over here. Oh, I did not. There we go. In theory, now, just theoretically, this should just slide itself on out of there. Nope. Maybe I didn't say in theory enough times. What's holding it on here? I wasn't afraid of dropping these bolts, I'd just pull them out. But I'm afraid I'm gonna drop them, and that's a bad day. But they just hold on to every first thread there, I tell you. And now maybe we got it. There's still one on that side hanging on. Now you do really want to be careful here because you don't want stuff to fall into one of them their chambers. Then you got yourself a real bad day. On the heads, you know, it's always gonna be like the worst one. The worst one that's stuck up in there. Certainly that's it now. I think they're all out. It just likes to hang on everything. Just everything that it's got. It's gonna hang on, you know. Oh, I don't even know what's hanging on now. I don't even know. There's a lap sensor maybe hanging. Hanging on. It's moving. Certainly feels like something else in the back is hanging up. Yeah, something's plugged in for sure. Oh, I see. The brake booster. That's good. We can take care of that. Well, that works too. Oh yeah. What we got here? Okay. Now we can take a gander at what's plugged in or not back here. And wouldn't you know it, it all looks plugged in. Except for oil pressure sensor. Oh, which is broke. That's what's here inside that's broke off. We wouldn't have had oil pressure. Well, it wouldn't have been reading oil pressure. Let me show you. Found this sitting in the car somewhere. And I was like, man, that looks familiar, but I couldn't remember. Well, it's broke off. It sits back in there. I'm gonna film with my other camera, I'm gonna show you. So I just fought that for a while to get it off. My back hurts, all that stuff. But I got it off because I wanted to make sure all the stuff back there was plugged in. But it actually all was -1, which is something broke off. This fella right here. It goes in the back. Right there. Right next to that. Right there, back in there. It stands up in there, and that's your oil pressure sensor. So it might have had oil pressure, but I wouldn't have read it, which that's bad. So, but that's all good. See, everything's plugged in, and I did need to take this off because I gotta, you know, replace this. No big deal. So yeah, it you know, looks clean on in there. Still looks new, but you can get it all back in there. Let me get this here. See, there's a broke it right there. Done broke it right there. See how fun that would have been with the intake on. But also, that ground right there, that is unplugged. It needs to go basically like right here on the back over there. And otherwise, no go there. So those were both going to be extremely difficult with the intake on. Here's a situation where in order to go forward reasonably easier-ish, you got to go backwards. So take that intake off, worthwhile. If nothing else, peace of mind. But in this case, I think we're missing some harnesses and things, and until I finish the wiring, I think I'm gonna do that last. Although it looks taken more apart, this is a win. So, okay. Don't be a fool. Always cover your car parts and stuff up. No, seriously, don't drop stuff in there like a washer, because then that might sound like a knock, and you might have to pull your engine once or twice and put it back in and not to fix it because you can't figure out what it was, but it was actually a washer. Got in through the intake and beat up the top of your piston. Could happen, I guess. Not to me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna order that oil pressure switch deal guy broken, along with a bunch of other stuff that I keep finding. Today I've explored a bunch. I've only honestly put in like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work. But my wallet hurts just a whole lot already, and quite frankly I'm gonna go get sushi here in like another hour, and I'm already crying because of my wallet. So I'm gonna stop for a little while, maybe not the rest of the day, but at least until after sushi, because my wallet hurts. And yeah, so I do have like a job now, you know, which is different. That's fun, but you know, I don't make a lot of money, and it basically pays my bills and not a whole lot more. But had some money saved up there, which was pretty good until, you know, like a week or two ago, my dog ate an entire box of chocolate chip cookies, and so $1,200 later on that one, you know. Life, you know, it's a thing. It's a, you know, whatever we got. But I do want to give a shout out. Couple people, you know, threw some money my way at, you know, via the Cashaps and stuff, which I'll link in my description or something if y'all want to help out and support the channel. Harold Hughes, you know, you're my hero. William Moore, thank you so much. And Anthony Davis, y'all, seriously, thank you so much. Any dollar that you contribute to any of my little gimme things, whatever, that's like feeding the cars. So thank you so much for that. And if anyone feels so inclined, you know, maybe speed up the process with this content, you know, no pressure. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We're still going. It's just you can also find me on the Ticker Talk now. The Tic Tac, that one. Yeah, I think it's just Little Luck Garage on there, and also same thing on the Insta Faces for the Instagram, that one. You can check me out there if you want to follow. I'm gonna stop talking. Alright, new day, couple days after the last clip. Had to wait for parts. I got little things I can tinker on, but I started getting disappointed because every time I look or get underneath the car, I find more money I gotta spend. I don't have any money. Ordered some parts, 12 bucks. 20 bucks. $55. And then we got this one here. Oh, dropping stuff. This here, we got ourselves one of them there. The torque arm mount for the transmission. It's even a stock one because I'm broke. And this is the most boring way I can ever think of spending like almost 150 bucks. Yeah, it was like almost 150 bucks. We're not even there yet. It's the worst part. What, they just shipped me some cardboard? Okay. Hello? Okay. Yeah. That was really uneventful and not exciting. I don't really know what to do today, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll put some of the stuff on. I don't know. I'm tired. Yeah, I worked like 13 hours today or something. Left my house at like 3 o'clock this morning. That's fun. I gotta leave tomorrow at like 2:45 a.m. That's fun. It's like 5 p.m. right now, so having an old dude soda, or 7, while working on my tailgate, also known as my deck lid. Enough yipper yapping. Let's put stuff in. Okay, cool, nice. I'm gonna install some of this. You wanna watch? You wanna watch me do it? Okay. Yep, rolling around on the floor again. Just doing the thing. Should I be worried that the nuts for these bolts are a 14 millimeter and the head on the bolt is a 5/8? Should I be worried? I'm sure it's fine. Right? I don't know. All right. Oh, this has got to slide in. Well, that seems odd. I foresee a problem all the way from home. Will this even fit inside there? That's not good. I'm gonna have to probably take the torque arm out, and even then, I'm not sure that it'll go in there. Yeah, I gotta take the torque arm all the way out. That's fun. Why? F-bodies are fun, right? They're fun. They're fun, right? Someone tell me they're fun, please. Okay. Well, the camera turned off there for a minute. Well, that's probably good because I would have had to cut out everything I just did anyways for the last 30 minutes because it was all swear words. Trying to put in the torque arm mount. Had to take out the torque arm mount in order to get the bolt started. But in order to do that, the super long bolts that go through kind of like the top of the axle on the for the torque arm. Someone, the previous owner or whatever, I swear it wasn't like this, but they went from the top down, so you couldn't get it out unless you lowered the suspension. So I had to move the jacks to the rear frame rails, subframe rails, release the suspension so I could pull the nuts out. Didn't have the right size, that's fine. You had to use a crescent wrench, that's fine. I was supposed to be like lightly tinkering because I already took a shower, stuff like that. I've already killed like a dozen rags because my hands were completely black, so that's fine. Finally got the suspension unloaded, then I had to reload it with the jack in order to get the bolts back through, that's fine. So yeah, there's 2 bolts, 2.5 to put this mount in. It's almost taking me an hour. So if you're thinking about buying that body, don't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like the ultimate form of torture every time you have to touch it. They're awful. Awful to work on. Buddy ever says, I got an F-body that's gonna work on it, run away. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life, okay? It's terrible. So I got something halfway-ish almost done, so that's good. Am I even gonna be able to reach this? It's not looking good. Can I reach U-bolt with this guy? It's just... How are you supposed to get that? Oh, now you're not? Now you're not a 14. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Plenty of room. Nope. I laugh because it hurts. I laugh because it hurts. Is that a 5/8? Maybe it's a 5/8. Oh, plenty of room, see? Just had the wrong size wrench, no big deal. Because the other side of it's a 14 and this side's a 5/8, because that makes perfect sense. I got it off the eBays. Can't expect that much. Good thing this bolt's 4 inches long. That's handy. Is this the longest bolt of all time? Seriously, what's going on here? Getting somewhere? Okay. That's like 3/4 done now. So that's... We did almost one objective so far. That's great. How's y'all's day going? Yeah? I need a beer. Well, go ahead and add something to the list. Torque arm mount. You can cross that off. I'm gonna go ahead and add another one. Tighten torque arm. I had to cross one thing off, and then I added another. I'm just not having a good day. I'm a little flustered. Probably gonna have to take another shower before. Why do I do this to myself? Another day. As you know, been a couple days, waiting on parts, all that stuff, good stuff, whatever. Got some stuff. This is actually everything I've ordered. So, is today the day it makes noise? I don't know. Probably not, but maybe. We got several questions about several things. That's the wrong size for sure. Definitely not running today. I ordered the wrong fitting. No noise yet. I'm gonna go on the old interwebs and order a different one of those right now. Not making any noise this weekend. Ordered the wrong parts. But I got those ordered. Don't worry about it. Always pull out gloves and then never use them. Use a throttle cable bracket. In case you were curious what we're doing here. In case you're curious, yes, it's weird for me to work on clean things. I don't know what that's like. Sure this is right. I mean, probably a good thing, because there's only an O-ring inside there. It didn't have any gaskets. It probably would have been hard to diagnose. There's no instructions. In case you guys were curious, for this particular part, there's no instructions. But if you think I would have looked at them, then you're silly. We don't need no instructions. I should probably put this part on, like, I don't know, when it's in the car or something. I don't know if I'm not. I'm saying I probably should have assembled this first. Still can't even put this thing back on because I need the fuel fittings. And I may need to do some switcheroonies. Move stuff around, not sure yet. Probably should just put these this fuel crossover on the back, if I'm being honest with you. But I don't know. To be determined. You gotta put on the old oil pressure sensor. Replace the broken one. But because it's an F body, gotta take off the cam sensor in order to take the other one off. So, F body life. I'm really vertically challenged, so this whole bending over stuff without having a step stool, it's not the most fun I've ever had. I think it's just gonna be tight. Of course it is, why isn't it? I should just get in there. You know? Just without having a step stool, it just kind of makes it hard. I don't want to crawl over the car, break stuff. I could come in from underneath. I don't really want to do that either though. I got it. I gotta get in there. I should just find a wrench that fits this, you know? I don't got a wrench big enough, or a socket big enough. The only answer is I gotta crawl in there. That has to happen. How do you do this without a step stool? I don't want to break stuff. F body life. All right, back under the car. More things to do. It's supposed to be a quick connect, little fuel line dealio thingamabobber guy thing, but might be missing a piece of it. Yeah, I definitely think I'm missing a little clip part of it. Let's see if it'll slide in. Maybe we'll just get lucky. Well, it pushes in there, but then just pulls right out. Oh, wait, there's a little thing where it's sliding around somewhere. Whatever. We'll worry about that later, even though I need it like right now. That's fine. What I'm really trying to do at the moment is swap out these O2 sensors for some wideband sensors. Of course, I ordered the cheapest ones I could find. You know, still $80, so make sure that this connector fits. It does not. What the hell? Ah. So you gotta run FItech's O2 sensor. Is what that means. That's very annoying. With FItech, you have to run their specific sensor because they have a proprietary plug. Those are like $180. So I get to return those ones I just bought, pay that shipping. This video might not come out for a while. That's what I'm understanding at the moment. Where the hell does the clutch steel go? I'm having a bad time, I tell you what. Not having a good time. Oh gosh. I'm trying to like read through to like see what else I need. But as I read through it, some of these are so big, some of them should have been like 6 things. So when I rig it to one, I kind of freak out a little bit. And then I just forget what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna run this. I got updates. Didn't film a lot of stuff under the car because F body life, it's really small and I don't have, it was hard. It was slowing me down, I'm being honest. You can hate me if you want, but I just wired starter. Finish the O2 sensors, wideband, if you want to be particular. But, so other than putting the clutch line in, which is being a little bit of a zinger, I need to pop the bleeder in order to slide the quick connect in. That's a ton of fun without a remote bleeder. But it's not going to stop me from starting it. So we're ignoring that kind of a little bit, mostly for right now. But had to switch over oil pressure sensor, the tall dingling that's back there. That was fun because space is good, as you can see. So that was a nightmare. Went to the store to get a tool. Tool's too big. Did it with what I had anyways. Horn blows. So anyway, got some ground sorted out back there, that there. I'll wait to plug everything in. I had to remove the valley plate and the knock sensors, all that stuff, in order to get as much space as possible back there, which I did. I'm now in the process of putting it back on. You know, 5-minute job that's taken an hour because F-buddy life. So I'm gonna do that, slap the intake on. Might happen, you know, it might. We'll see. You'll see soon. I won't for a little bit, but we'll see. As I'm getting closer and closer and closer to, you know, the go time, or the go thing. It's just sitting there. I gotta torquelize that layer deal, feel the guy thing, whatever. But the thing that might end up holding me up is the fact that it's got gas in it. It's got like maybe a 3/4 tank. It's been sitting for a while, so we're gonna see how risky I can be with it. Ooh, okay, deck stain for sure. But, ooh. Ooh. I don't know. That's pretty bad. I mean, I smell a lot worse, but we're gonna send it. Oh, we are much close to test firing anyways. I'm not sure if today I'm gonna get it to a point where I can actually like heat cycle it and break in the engine itself. And that's mostly just because there's some things I want to tidy when I put them in, cooling system and wiring fans and stuff like that. But we were getting very close to just the test fire. So this is all pretty much wrapped up. I believe most, if not everything, is plugged in. I need to wire put the power cable to the alternator. So I got to pull the alternator really quick, just kind of basically unbolt it, slide it forward, so I can mount the power cable to the back of it. Just get it right here. Back the alternator under there. I'm not necessarily going to worry about the belt. I really just don't want that hot connection being free when I hook up the battery, because I might not even run it with the belt initially, just test fire. But I need to put, well, let's go back here. I got something to add to this. So I'm really terrible, apparently, or at least on this one I was really bad at writing my list, because some of these things are huge. I should have broken them down, because I've been working on some of this stuff. I'm not there yet, but I still need to, the only thing I need by clutch is essentially install the hydraulic line, which I need to crack the bleeder. I'm just dreading doing that, but I need to crack the bleeder so I can get the hydraulic line on and then bleed the clutch. But that's not going to stop us from starting. The exhaust is not even going to stop us from starting, even though it's going to be just terribly loud. Basically, the stuff that's starred is what I'm worried about, and I'm not even going to do cooling. But I'm going to plug in the alternator, not even going to do the belt. So I guess all I really need to do is wire fuel pump, run handheld, computer mounting. That's probably what I need to do to test fire. So it's close. It's getting, it's close. I'm excited. So stay with me. All right, a little bit more buttoned up, alternator plugged in, things like that. There is a body ground. It goes from here, or I'm sorry, it goes from the body to the block. And there wasn't a bolt in the slot for that, so I found one, it cross-threaded, and stripped. So that ground is just, it's not grounding officially. So I'm not positive I need it right now because there are some other, technically the block is grounded to the chassis in other ways, like through other things, but that might shut us down or stop us anyways. I'm worried about ruining my reputation because this is a bold statement. I realize that, but thus far when rebuilding or wiring or like putting in LS engines, I have 100% success rate of getting it to fire first try. We'll see. There are 100 million things I've never done on this setup. It's FItech, whatever you wanted that thing. Never done one before. There's also someone else did, you know, most of this stuff, and I'm just picking up their pieces. So I'm not saying, I mean, I don't have a ton of faith that it's going to work first go round. That said, it's time for me to put the battery in, put power to the car, and try to input the initial tuning settings in that FItech. So the first time I do this, I'm not going to wire in the fuel pump. There is a wire up here that you have to, with a little wing on it or whatever, you're supposed to wire in and put it to the fuel pump source. Now, I don't know if y'all notice this or not, but I don't have the covers for these guys here. So I don't exactly know which one's fuel pump. I'm thinking it's actually one of these, but either way, I'm gonna have to, that's good. Gonna have to dig around in there and look at some wiring diagrams to see which one's actually the fuel pump. So I can, you know, obviously not just, I don't want to just run it into the fuse. That's kind of sketchy. I want to find the actual fuel pump wire. So I need to do that. However, in the interim, what I really could do and probably will do is hot wire the fuel pump when I'm ready to fire. So the first time that I make this thing crank will be like a test crank. There will not be any fuel, shouldn't be any fuel, and it'll just be to make sure that everything is cranking like it should. And then I'll hot wire the fuel pump because I believe I can make that happen pretty easily. Okay, battery, then you'll see me inside the car trying to do some initial settings. Ready to go. Sorry for the weird angle. We're obviously in the car now and stuff's not right, but it might work for now. No response to ECU. So it's already not responding to the ECU, which means the ground is not right. Yep, I'm gonna have to fix that ground. No crank either. Alright, we got stuff to diagnose. Alright, well, y'all didn't see it because I didn't, well, you kind of did, I guess, maybe a little bit inside, kind of, almost. But I put the battery in and got power to the handheld all the time, which is weird. It was wired per the instructions to the starter. It's supposed to be hot all the time. I don't think it was supposed to be hot all the time with a key off, so that's weird. But moral of the story for tonight is I think I need that ground that I pointed out that is not grounding to the block. I think I need that. Couldn't get the fuel pump to come on or power to the ECU for that matter, and which totally could be a ground. That would be the first thing I would think of, because what's left of this car's harness is not grounded to the block. It kind of is out of the circuit, and so that needs to be fixed, I think. I'm going to start there, but I think this is going to be it for tonight. I think I'll come back tomorrow. I've been thrashing for a good part of the day. I think I'll come back tomorrow, or the next time you see me film, and fix that ground, which I might need a new cable. Might be able to make it work. Might be able to make one. But I need to fix that ground. And then if I still can't get fuel pump or power to the ECU, then I'm going to have to backtrack because I have something miswired. So we're in that last little couple percent, but as you know, the last 10% of a project usually takes 80% of the time. So to be continued. We're close. All right, I'm a little puzzled here. It's been a week since I last worked on this, and last time I pretty much got grounds mostly hooked up. One ground from the chassis to the block was not grounded, and I was getting this weird issue where when I plug in the battery, for one, the brake lights come on, but the brake switch is like sitting beside the brakes. That's probably what that's about. Security light comes on and then goes off. I wonder if this thing already has a VATS bypass. Haven't looked. Sometimes the security light flashes, and I was thinking about VATS. So I actually ordered on some of those there little resistor feller things, deals, the little wire guys that you wire in line per your key ohmage to do a VATS bypass. But the security light, I don't think it's doing anything there. But here's what's weird. As soon as I put power to the car, as soon as I hook up the battery, handheld FItech unit comes on. It's a little strange. There's two grounds on it. I have one going kind of where it seems like it was supposed to go, which is wrapped around the driver's side back of the block. I have one of the grounds there. I should probably still double check it, but I know it's tight. That's where like I usually do all my grounds on like a stock system as well. But then there's another ground that I did have going to a chassis where the battery grounded, but I moved that today to the front passenger side of the block, or the head, and got it good and tight. And the only thing I could think of is maybe it had a bad ground, because it's not reading ECU at all. Like no matter what you do, like the dealio just comes right on, and under any position, key on, key off, doesn't matter, it just doesn't read the ECU. There's one switch here, one thing that is the only thing I can think of, that would be it. One of these deals here, red wire key cranking power, connect this wire to a switched 12 volt circuit, must be on during both key on and cranking. Do not connect to the coil terminal when using an external CDI box such as MSD, 6A, or any other CD ignition. But their grounds even have it going to the exact same locations where I have mine going. I'm confuzzled here. I'm not sure. This has got me a little stumped, if I'm being honest with you. I've heard a lot of horror stories about FItech now. Personally, back in the day when money was a big, I mean, it still is a thing, but with money, you know, I was thinking, hey, if cheap is harder, I can still make it work, right? I'm not even positive it works. To be continued. Hopefully this isn't the end of the video. But I got some thinking cap thing. I'm gonna switch hats to my thinking one. We'll be back. Still no response to the ECU. Maybe it'll change by turning the key. No response to the ECU. ECU, no response. Getting no response from nothing. Well, you can get old crank. I'm not getting nothing. And no matter what you do with the key, it will not connect offline. Well, what's going on here there, guy? You know, it's got me curious. ECU, no response. Yeah, I'm getting nothing but I am getting power to this thing full time. Something's not right. Like, time to pull out the constructions and good times. Womp womp womp. Bad news, folks. Things happened. I got updates. Not all of them are good. Actually, they're all bad. Since the last little clip, you saw me trying to do the old thing. Didn't work. Unsuccessful. What's happened off camera is I redid a couple of the wireages. I'm not able to get power to the ECU essentially. On the FItech handheld, it is just showing that it won't read the ECU, that nothing's going on, but I know that it's getting power. Redone grounds a couple different times and all that jazzy stuff, and we got a dead ECU out of the box. Now, I've read a lot of reviews on FItech, and out of like the hundreds that I've read, I've seen like 2 that were positive. And so I didn't have super high hopes. Now, granted, I did want to buy this setup back in the day when I had my last Trans Am, but that was budget really poor. Really and truly, you need a Holly. Anyway, this ECU for this FItech setup is dead out of the box, I'm almost positive. And being that it was on this car or had never fully been installed, the last guy bought it, it's not in warranty or anything like that. The guy that I bought this from did give me a computer and harness that came with the engine, which would have been out of a truck. I haven't run the VIN or any numbers off of it to see specifics, but since it's a 6.0, it's probably a 4L80E, maybe a 4L60, but probably a 4L80E, which isn't that big of a deal because you don't need transmission control if you're going to wire an LS to a manual like this T56. So I'm not super worried about that. So theoretically, I could put that stock harness in with stock computer and wire it and fire it. It probably would start it and make it run, albeit poorly, given that it has a cam and Weber injectors. So this wouldn't be something that I would drive on. You probably could take it around the block, but really not something you could drive with until it's tuned because of the way bigger injectors and just an aftermarket engine. So my dilemma is I can put that stock harness in there and probably make it run, but then need a way to tune. I don't currently have any tuning software. I have previously done some e-tunes, but at the time I had access to a handheld, I believe it was like a Diablo 3 type tune. No, it was a MPV2. It was something you plug in that talks to the computer just and makes the computer and the other computer talk or something. I can't explain it. I just plugged it in. Anyways, that would allow you to like get an email tune and put it in and install it to the computer, run data logs, stuff like that. But it was a friend of mine's back in Texas, and so I don't have one of those. And those things are like $400 to get one of those handhelds, and that would just allow me to pay for a tune. So all said in total, it would probably be in the neighborhood of $750, $800, maybe even a little bit more to do tuning for that method. And then I still have to do e-tunes or take it somewhere and cannot control my tune. So I can either spend $800 to $1,000 on that, or I could just bite the bullet and buy the right thing to do it the right way for now and later and get a Holley Terminator X system. That has its own tuning software. It comes with full tuning software. You guys have probably seen that on other YouTube channels. It's kind of the industry leader at the moment. Really pretty simple. It's honestly what FItech is trying to knock off, if I'm being honest with you. And so I really would like to do the Holley Terminator X system. I've never installed one personally. I'm confident that I can. I'm confident that I have done what I've done with this FItech correctly, and I'm confident that it is in fact about ECU. So anyway, we're dead in the water for a minute. I've still got a couple things I can do to the car, finish up some loose ends and whatnot, but for the most part I am dead in the water until we get a new ECU. I probably will button up a few things that I have here, like installing the clutch line and stuff like that, that you've seen me try a couple times but haven't done yet because it's a pain. I'll probably do a couple little things, but it's going to be a little bit because of moneyages and dollars and stuff. This is really wildly inconvenient because I don't currently have a daily driver. I use my work truck during the week, and that kind of mostly works, but I can't like take it to do like my own stuff, and so it's just wildly inconvenient not having an adult, or not having a vehicle as an adult. Let me tell you, that's confidence inspiring, you know what I mean? So I'm ready, have this done, but also poor. But I've been working a crap ton, buku hours. So hopefully a couple paychecks will have enough to do the old Terminator X. So unfortunately, I think this is probably gonna have to, I have this complex. Y'all tell me if this is valid or not, but I have this complex where I feel like I need to have something substantial happen in my videos before I can put one out, right? And so because of that, this has been like, what, a month almost since the first video in the car, whereas it's been in this state for like a week or two, you know? So I always feel like I need to have something big. I keep feeling like I need to make banger videos, and then I wait forever because things haven't happened, and then end up putting zero effort into the final versions and still only getting a couple hundred views. So I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna put this video out because I want to have more content. You know, y'all always are so supportive and want more content, and I want to give that to you, but I feel like it's not good enough because I didn't have any successful resolution with this one. So I don't know. I don't expect this video to do very well, but I want to keep content coming. I want to do this really bad. I read every single comment y'all ever post on anything that I have, and you know, a lot of y'all have just been saying, you know, keep it up, keep doing it, and you know, just more often. And I want to really bad. My current circumstances make that quite challenging, but we're here, we're doing it, we're trying anyways. But hopefully y'all will stay tuned. Not really quite sure exactly what I'm gonna do just yet. Right now I'm leaning towards Holly Terminator X and just saving monies for it. We'll see what happens. You may see another video of me getting bored and really wanting to do it the other way, and so maybe we'll wire this with a stock harness the next round. Not sure, don't know. I don't know. As of this moment right now, I have hurt my back this week at work. I'm on restricted duty because I'm an old man, you know, thing. But it's fun times. I can't really do a whole lot out here anyways. There's not a lot to do until, well, there is. I just am angry that I can't make it go blah, 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 you know what I mean? So anyway, that's gonna walk off this, that's gonna finish, it's gonna end, it's gonna conclude this episode, this video of Little Luck Garage, never knowing what I'm doing. Y'all should know that by now. Please help me be more excited about my car. I feel like I'm not as excited as I should be. This is my dream car. It's way nicer than I've ever thought, honestly. This is such a clean Trans Am, and I'm just blown away by it. Can't believe it's mine. I'm in love with it. But it's bumming me out because of my specific situation and really needing a daily and not having a daily. So for that, I'm feeling like I'm a little more bummed than I should be. What would you do? How would you feel? Serious question. Let me know in the, you know, where you type stuff in on this video. Anyway, final thing I'll say before we send you off is I did come up with a name for the old girl. You know, it's gonna hurt feelings. Maybe not necessarily immediately at first. Well, a little bit, but big plans for this thing, and so I think we're gonna go with Helen, but spelled H-E-L-L-I-N. You know what I'm going with there. So that's what I think we're gonna go ahead and nickname her, Helen. But for now, we're waiting. We're saving. I'm not good at that, but I'm doing everything I can to try to make this go the right way, because I actually really like this thing and don't want to hodgepodge it like you have. If you followed my channel for long, you know that's kind of what I do, is don't get it right, get it running. But we're not going to do that this way. We will probably still will a little bit, if I'm being honest. It's in my blood, okay? But I'm going to at least try to do most of the things nicer, because I want to be able to drive this thing across the country if I want to without thinking twice about it. So in order for me to have that confidence in my vehicles, I need to put my hands in them. I need to put the stuff on. It needs to be my work, and I feel better about it. So anyway, waiting on parts. Y'all have been there, I'm sure. Sorry for the lack of content. I really want to be doing more, and I'm trying, and I'm schematizing on the ideas. I've got them. I've got some big ideas. But y'all are gonna have to stay tuned to find some of those out. Enough of the jibber jabber jibber jabbing. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for sticking around. If you stuck around and found out the name of the car and made it this far, thank you. You're loyal. I appreciate that. But let me know. What do you think of the name? What do you think of the idea? What's the situation here? I will very eagerly await y'all's advice. Like I said, I read every single comment, I promise. Even the hateful ones. They hurt my feelings, but I appreciate them nonetheless. And you know what? That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Little Luck Garage